hoping at this point this is my problem. I have faith. So this is the first one I bought. Because it's so hard to get back there, I'm going to put this one there since I'm stuck with it anyway and I can't return it, and it is Motorcraft, it is new. I think it's going to be fine, so I'm going to put it back there first. Correction, this is the hardest one to get to. It's really tough to get it out because of this little piece right here. This thing is in my way and it makes it really tough to get it out and tough to get another one back in there. I can't really see how to unplug it. I've tried and it's just such a pain. Can't get it off of there. And then this is just stuck, you know, the boot is getting, or whatever, the seal. But anyway, not good because I don't want to damage this trying to get it out. Oh, what a pain. Here's what really has my concern. Now, I just changed out all of the, well, 5 out of the 6 plugs and kept an old Motorcraft one in. But you see that right there? It's telling me I got 475 miles till empty. And I just filled the car up. So the car is completely full. Normally it would be telling me I've got about 600 miles or 550 or 60 miles till empty, but it's telling me 475 miles, which really has my concern. So here we go. I'm gonna take it for a spin, see if it jerks again. If it does, I can just only say that maybe it's that one ignition coil and I'll change it. But if it keeps, I don't know what to say after that. I mean, I've done everything, or just about everything. So here is a check right here, 7.3 miles per gallon. That's not good. This on video, it is still doing it. So you'll see I am, right now I'm coasting, trying to keep my eyes on the road because people are doing some wacky stuff out here. But when I go to accelerate, there is some, I don't know, there's no way to really explain it, but there's surging, there's jerking, whatever you want to call it, but it doesn't seem to want to give me smooth acceleration. And not only do I use a temperature gauge to tell what the temp of the vehicle is, but I use the transmission temperature for the transmission fluid. And as you can see, it's at 165, so it gets a lot worse when it gets up to, say, 195, 201, 203, which is usually normal running temperature. That's usually when you can truly see what's going on with it and how it's going to behave and how things are going to be. Now, this could just be that one coil that's old. It could be causing this, so you know, I feel like I'm being forced to go out there and replace that one coil, but this is what we're dealing with. It's still jerking around. So instead of just running out and buying that one last Ford Motorcraft coil, which ultimately is the way I'm going to go, I'm going to go on and just live with this for a little bit and see how things go. I'm trying to accelerate right now. Now, if I just step on it like I'm going to do when this guy passes me, no problem. You can accelerate right through it, but it just, at low speeds, when you're coasting at about 40 to 50 miles per hour and you go to give this thing a little juice, it gets really ugly. It gets jerky as hell, and I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know what I'm going to do about it. Alright, so here's an update of what's going on. I've decided to pull these sensors out and clean them with this stuff. Now, I looked for the airflow cleaner, but this seems to have taken the place of it. So there wasn't much left at the local Walmart. I also pulled this off and I sprayed this one in here. And it looks a lot better now that I just sprayed it. It was pretty dirty. So there's one more, and I'll show you where that one is. I'm gonna pull it off and clean it too. So it's this one right here. This one has a different socket to take it out. So I'll pull it out and clean it. Made some phone calls, and it turns out that, and look at this, man, it's pretty dirty in there. I put a vac in there, but there's still some particles in there, so I'm gonna have to really get in there good and clean it. I'll go on and let you see what the filter looked like. Here is the filter that was in there, just in case you're not really able to see. I know these things are better in daylight, but here's what I'm working with. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely needed to be changed, so it's being done. So anyway, being kind of a pain to take it off. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna show you right now as I'm just kind of spraying it. It dries so fast, you know. So, but it was pretty dirty. It was pretty filthy. So I am gonna keep working at it, see if I can just get it off so I can spray it from every angle really good, because it's hard for me to work in here without some sort of a step stool. Like, I reach in here, but it's like I can't really get on things very well without, you know, basically climbing on top of the car to deal with it. So anyway, that's what's going on. And cleaned. Now, they do say to unplug these things, but I don't know, I may try to unplug this one, see if this one's easier to get out. But you see how clean, you probably can't tell, the light's probably throwing you off, but it's like super white. Like, I mean, it looked almost like it didn't, this one was not dirty at all, but I sprayed it really good. And let's see. Oh, by the way, I did disconnect the battery. So I did that before doing any of this stuff. And it's quick drying, so it doesn't really need to, it doesn't really take that long. But anyway, this one went right here. You can see that. So I can zoom up on it and get some focus. There we go. All right. Move back around to this one here. Take a look at this, see what it's looking like. It's looking a little bit better, I guess. You could say that. I might hit it one more time with it. And here's this one here. Looks pretty good to me. Cleaned it up real good. So there you have it. So let me tell you something. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to give up and take it to a professional and let them work it out. I'm also thinking I'm gonna spray these connectors. That's what this stuff is for, as you can see. Like, at this point, I don't know what else to do. I mean, as you can see, I've got these nice, shiny new, but anyway, got these nice new coils in here, you know, doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. So, you know, put the new spark plugs in, put a couple of extra ones in on top of the ones I already just did, because they had been gapped when they shouldn't have been. But yeah, everything looks pretty good here. And, you know, drop the new filter in. And, check the rest from there. I'll get right back to you. This video's when I put all these video clips together, I know it's going to be ridiculously long, but like I said, these videos are for the people. I want everyone to know, because I'm not a professional by any means, but I am the kind of guy who will get in there and do it himself if need be. And I do have some knowledge of what to back me up in doing this kind of stuff, and it saves me a great deal of money. So far I've already saved myself, $1,200 from the dealer by, you know, doing these coils and the spark plugs and everything on my own. So, yeah, like I said, but if this turbo thing doesn't work out with these sensors, the map sensors and all that, then I'm gonna have to let them take over for the turbocharger, because I am not playing with that. That's like down here somewhere. You got to remove this wheel well lining. That's the kind of stuff I don't do. I don't roll underneath cars anymore. I don't work from the lower side. I only work from the top side. So this doesn't work, and I'm just done. All right, I've allowed everything to dry. I've tightened. You know, there's only one bolt that goes in here. From the moment I saw that, I was like, WTF. But then I watched a bunch of other videos. And I'm gonna have to give a shout out to all these people. Like, I can't remember all their names right now, but there's one of the main guys who's been a big help by watching his videos is Brian, and I think his channel is called like Macaluco something. I don't know. I'll put it in my you know, I'll put it in the notes here. But anyway, not just him, but he's been the main guy for sure. And there's some other guys who have done their own, like Greg's Garage, and I just want to give thanks to all of you guys, man. You guys have been great. Been a big help with me dealing with this whole thing. So there's the other one. I've already tightened that one back up. You really got to be careful when you're working with this one. It's not hard to do, but you just I kind of had to wing it with the tools that I had, and you just got to be careful and make sure you don't drop anything. So what I did is I put this little bit here in the, let me show you what size that is without dropping it. But anyway, I just got this thing out of a little bin that I had of these little hex type things here, and I just dropped it in this socket with this ratchet. So I really just kind of winged it, man. So I'm lucky I didn't drop. Usually that doesn't end too well for me. I end up dropping the stuff, and I got to get a magnet down there to find it. But it didn't happen this time. But everything else looks connected up pretty well. I've checked all the lines in here, just making sure nothing's pinched or anything like that, or set up the wrong way that's causing these codes to go off. This right here is pretty tricky too. You hook the teeth in here first when you're putting it back, and then you make sure you get this, don't get hung up on this hose here, and just make sure you get this thing nice and snug. I'm not done yet. I'm still kind of working with it. I might have to just take this off all the way, but it was a little bit tricky to get it off. There's like 3 hinges here, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. You pop those off, or latches, I'm sorry. And once you pop those off, then you go here, you loosen this up, take this off. And of course you have to also unplug this. I sprayed this with that CRC too, by the way. And might as well plug that back in, but there it goes, plugged in. I'm just gonna go on and tighten this up, fasten it down, and reconnect the battery, get in here and crank this thing up and see what happens. So the check engine light is still here. Wow, this whole prick. Anyway, here we are, 81,648 miles, and check engine light is back. I imagine the service engine light will return once the vehicle picks up to about 170 or 100 or 200 degrees Fahrenheit with the transmission and all that. Once everything just gets up to about, you know, close to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, we're going to be looking at the same old thing. So, all right, we're going to see how this thing does with Lucas fuel injection cleaner in it. You have got to be kidding me. The check engine light has gone away. All I did, and the reason I keep showing you the odometer readings, because I'm trying to give you a timeline here and show you the progress. But yeah, it is, I don't even know what to say right now. I mean, I started driving a little bit after 7 a.m. not sure the exact mileage I drove right now because I just started recording again. But if I had to guess, I've driven about 40 miles, if not more. And check engine light is gone, and the vehicle is running better than ever. It's not jerking. I don't know what's happening here. I really hope it continues. All I did was I cleaned those 3 sensors, and I put that Lucas fuel injection cleaner in the car just before I took off this morning. And here we are. And I'm gonna go on and run the blue driver and see what it tells me. All right, here we are. Car has just been idling, purring like a kitten. I don't even know what to say right now. Yes, I know it's kind of annoying when you see that alert for the low tire pressure, and I took care of that, as you can see, over here at our local Quick Trip. So, thank you, Quick Trip, for always having free air. You are hands down the best gas station on the face of the earth, as far as I'm concerned. Nobody beats Quick Trip. 2,500 miles ago, this started happening. So 40,000 miles of trouble-free driving, and all of a sudden, all these issues started coming about, which seemed to spawn from it just needing a tune-up. So, just thankful that, you know, that I don't have to put a transmission in this car, which I knew was kind of BS anyway, because at this mileage, you know, Lincolns aren't really known for losing the transmissions that early. Even though I know that their transmissions aren't excellent, they do last longer than, you know, 80,000 miles. So right now, I am just still in disbelief that cleaning those 3 sensors, changing the air filter, and adding that Lucas fuel injection cleaner made this kind of a difference. But that is the only thing that I've done different from the day before. I mean, I felt like by continuously changing out coils and swapping them and relocating them, that I was just kind of, I wasn't really chasing the right thing. I mean, now don't get me wrong, it's obvious that the coils were the problem. Otherwise, you know, the codes wouldn't have gone away. I'm not getting any more trouble codes in relation to the coils or the spark plugs. Only pending codes, or dormant codes if you want to call them that, related to the turbocharger, so, or the supercharger, whatever they want to call that thing. I think they call it a turbo booster, whatever. God, forgetting. But anyway, that's the only thing that's still, you know, lying in wait. I don't know how this is going to play out. All I know is that moving forward, I'm going to religiously change these spark plugs, probably every, I would say every 30,000 miles. And the coils, of course, they won't need to be changed that much. And the gasoline, the fuel injection cleaner, I'm going to add that stuff more often, and I'm going to start using better gasoline. I guess I'm going to step up to premium and just see if that helps in the long run. But to drive for, you know, an hour and a half plus and not have the car jerk even once and perform the way it did, it gives me hope. So we'll just stay on top of this, and I'll keep everyone updated on how it goes. All right, here we are, the next day. So I've had well over 24 hours of trouble-free driving out of this Navigator. So I'm gonna run another test with the blue driver and see what it has to say. But for right now, the past, you know, 24 plus hours have been very peaceful, and I'm very, very pleased and very happy. And I really feel like this happiness is probably going to continue, but I will not know for sure until I at least clear a couple of days and see what happens from there. Okay, so I just ran a full systems check, and unfortunately, those 2 codes, the P0237 and the P025E as in Echo are still dormant. They're still pending. So those are both related to the turbo sensor and the supercharger. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this thing, and hopefully those codes will eventually disappear. That is my hope. I don't want to wipe them out yet because I want to see if it will take care of them on its own. Everything has been fine, but I decided to go on and make it complete. So this is the 6th remaining coil, which is going to go right there. I'm just about to pull it out. Just going to unplug it and pull it out, put this coil in, and just stick with the Ford Motorcraft all the way around. And I think everything's going to be good from here on out. Today is October 7th, 2019, and I regret to tell you all that I haven't gotten any closer to figuring out what truly is wrong with my Navigator. So here we are. Put the other coil in, didn't help. Still got the check engine and the service engine light. I just picked up the new map sensor. This one's made in China rather than Germany. I really hate what I'm about to do, but I feel like I don't have any other choice. I'm getting ready to take this Navigator over to a Lincoln specialist here in Atlanta. I am going over this vehicle one more time before I take it to the dealership.